An art style is the decision the artist takes to finish an illustration. In few words, the aesthetic of the final drawing and how it looks. As a child, and well, almost till now, I thought an art style was something gifted by the holy gods or something you grow with. I was so far from the truth. For finding your dream beloved art style, we need to go back to zero, to the origins of where everything started. Wait, not that much. Better. It's learning from zero. What is art exactly? Now, I know this sounds poetic, but you need to expand your possibilities in art and also the knowledge that you know currently. There's not only one realistic art style, they can also be stylized, semi-realistic, in the terms of anime, in the terms of real life, in the terms of video games. Do your research. You need to consume art, get inspired, anything that drives you crazy and inspires you a lot, and with this you gotta assure yourself that this is the art style that I want to pursue. If you don't really know from where to start, this is a list of some creators and artists that I genuinely love their work. There's a mix of completely different art styles, so you get the grasp of what's possible. Maybe you will learn something new of you. Make sure to follow them or check their work. After obtaining your reference, make sure to take from them what you love, what appeals you, and discard what doesn't. So let's say from multiple artists, you like one of the following things. Look at their shapes. Does the shapes appeals you? It is the eye shape. Do you like how they draw the eyes? Which is the line weight, also the rendering or the color. Are they using a color for conveying a mood, a feeling? Does he use more warm tones than cool ones? There's too many things to make in consideration. There's clothing reference, expressions, weapon reference, like, oh my god, this weapon is genuinely so amazing. It can also be in a video game, like you are so amazed by the concept art and by everything else. With this data, determining the art style you want from the beginning, and through repetition, stick to it. This is the most important step. You need to be really clear of where you want to aim your art, where you want it to go and evolve. By gathering all the elements you like from each piece, the experiences and dreams of all those artists, those sets of dreams weave together into a double elite, ruling a path towards tomorrow, creating the ultimate artwork. Wait, not like that, but you are getting my point. Along the way, you will be making mistakes, and yet the drawings will not be looking even as near as how you want them to look. But this is the point. You are not trying to mimic their art style to 100%. You are trying to learn from them. You are trying to develop your own voice. By gathering different elements of different artists, it will grow something totally unique from you. And only with this, you are already 75% ahead of the way. The main thing is to make your research. There is a misconception that the art style is something that you need to search absolutely, but actually it comes to you naturally. If you haven't found out by now yet, completing the definition of art style from the beginning of the video, it will be: an art style is the decision the artist takes to finish an illustration, deliberate from their own taste, experiences, and personal likings. Don't stress yourself out in making things as closer as possible to the reference. Also, anyways, something to take in consideration is this phrase: if you steal from one man, it's plagiarism. If you steal from several, it's research. So, conclusion: steal like an artist. In the end, everyone takes inspiration from others, everyone steals a little bit from others. It sounds so bad out of context. The thing is that something that you find creative and that it's so amazing for you, for other people, they read about that in another place or they saw that somewhere else. With this, I'm saying that the world it's too big for you being worrying about what other people will think about your art style, if it will be looking at the art style from other one. But also don't be shameless. I am not saying steal the art style or copy it. This is an exercise for finding your own voice. People will remember you for your creativity and originality, not for being the copy of someone else. Now, this will be totally counterproductive, but the best way to find your art style like now is to forget that you're looking for one. The thing is that, guys, if you are always with the pressure in your shoulders, you will not be too focused about what you are doing or what you are drawing. Keep learning your anatomy, and the more you know, the easier it will be to understand other people's style. You can't develop a style without thinking about it consciously. Also, always be willing to practice newer techniques that will bring you closer to the style you desire. As an example, if you want to draw like Fujimoto, the creator of Chainsaw Man, look forward to tutorials about inking and expressions that I believe it's one of his main traits. His expressions differentiates him so much from other mangakas. Part of why the best artists can mimic multiple art styles is because they already know the fundamentals pretty good to know how much they can push for making a drawing believable. However, if you are paying enough attention, his drawings always has this unique trait that makes them be recognizable. And the way of finding out that is to look at his different artworks. There will be a repetition that highlights their works from the others, and try to make those small traits to make them yours from multiple artists taking inspiration from them. So when I look at the work of Sargent, I really love his colors, his anatomy, but how is he doing things? Why when I am trying to replicate his work, it's not looking like him? Well, when this happens, trace guys. When you trace, you will be finding out things that you wouldn't if you never trace. But don't trace mindlessly. First try to make the drawing with your own knowledge, then after that, try to make the tracing. And while you are tracing, try to think of the planes of the face, for example, of the anatomy. Try to think in why things are like this, because if you only trace by tracing, you will not be learning anything. Trying to convince you for a second time, stop looking for your art style, let it come naturally. You can train it, try to create it, but don't force it. Creative things can't be forced. It's a waste of time to try to find your art style without knowing a proper knowledge of the fundamentals. The more you know about the art fundamentals, the easier it will be for you to spot those traits that I have explained across the entire video, and also the small things that makes the art pops. If you are wondering about all the art skills that you need to become a better observer and why it's art so hard to process, I actually have a dedicated video to that if you want to check it out.